I'm presuming, before I even read these, because I haven't seen these texts, Khang, you've scanned all these for spoilers, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is how we do it to avoid the spoilers. We just rank the episode. Are we getting people? I want to be fair about this too. Are we getting people complaining that by saying anything we're spoiling it?
No, not really.
Okay, because I know that like when I'm in the bubble for a game and like somebody will say, "Hey, do you know what happened in the game?" I go, "No, I'm in the bubble," and they go, "Ho ho 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 ho!" I'm like, "Shut up!"
Well, because we're saying we didn't like it.
Yep.
Maybe, but I don't listen. Don't let us influence you. Go watch it.
No.
You're not
guys
gonna love it. No one's gonna love it.
Dude, it's an amazing series.
I mean, you and I are pretty big fans.
Yeah,
and
huge.
And look, I do think there's a vocal minority that was speaking out this week prior to it about saying how they don't like this season. I think it was a vocal minority.
Over 1 million signatures, man.
Yeah, and there's probably, how many hundreds of millions of people across the world.
Last episode averaged 43 million viewers.
Just in the States. So, yeah, I think there's plenty. If you get 1 million out of 43 that don't like it, I think you've done pretty well.
But this last episode.
Just.
God. I mean, okay. Doug, go on. Read the ticket text. I can't even speak.
You guys are as mad about this as just about anything.
I'm not. Am I mad? Maybe I'm a little mad. I'm just so disappointed.
So disappointed.
Is this the Jelani Tavai? Is it of the series?
No, because I would have to like the Hawkinson pick to like this. And I didn't like that. I love everything pretty much up to this point. It's like they blew through the regular season. Awesome. Right through the playoffs, swept every team. In the finals, they just laid a complete dud.
Hilarious. Okay, here's what we got. I read it.
You know what this is? Here, I'll put it in your terms because you were looking for it.
All right.
This is when the Lions had the 3 second-round picks, and they selected Alama Francis, Drew Stanton, and Gerald Alexander.
Oh, wow.
You had 3 chances to get it right, and you blew all 3.
Here's from Scott. I love this. Did the final episode include a pool, a shark, and a ramp? Was Cousin Oliver in it?
I was looking for Oliver. I'm not going to lie. Where's Matt, Dwayne, and Stevie? Are they in this one, too?
Unnamed texter. I read an article talking about the petition, and it seemed like a lot of people want a 10 to 12 episode season finale to properly end it out and finish the story. And while I have not watched a single episode of the show, it makes me not want to not watch the show. It makes me not want to not watch the show. That sounds like it makes you want to watch it.
Sounds like it, if you believe in double negatives there. The actor Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow, I saw a headline today that said in trying to defend, because people were really upset about the whole season, his thought was that people are in denial about a certain character, that they're just in denial. So
Would you just leave it at that?
Yeah, I could see it a little bit, but then I saw it last night.
From Alex in Traverse City, I give the episode a 5. I think it was figured out by all what the ending was going to be. I think they rushed many storylines and missed opportunities for expanding by episodes. The final scene was understandable, and they left it open-ended for future shows if possible. The series was amazing. Don't let the last season ruin it for you.
Well, did you think the last? Well, he gave it a 5. How do you give it a 5? How does that crap deserve a 5?
Wow.
Seriously.
Are you sure you want to do a 3? I feel like you.
I want to drop it to a 2. I mean, how do you give it a 5?
5 is like average, right? This was below average.
This was so below average.
Especially for this type of show who's bringing in 9s and 10s, right?
Come on, man. Come on.
Just... did you feel
it sets
was real?
up for other spinoffs.
Oh,
no
cares?
kidding.
Yeah, but who cares about that, man? All the other spinoffs, by the way, are all prequels that happened like thousands of years before.
But there
this,
could
so
be, and you know what? There could be others.
Whatever.
Right.
10 out of 10 for overall show, but 4 out of 10 for the final season. That's from Nick in Ann Arbor.
4. Someone loves Game of Thrones.
From Greg. Not you too, Gator. Be happy with what it is. Take your own advice.
Hey, I love the first 5 episodes. I don't think I gave any one of those first 5 below an 8. And I think 4 of the 5 were 9 and above. And one of them I wanted to give a 15. I love the show. I love the whole series is great. This is just a dud of a final episode. This will go down in history of one of the worst series finales ever. That's all. It doesn't take away from it. Like, Seinfeld's series finale was awful. It was a full hour, right? It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Does it take away my love for Seinfeld? No. This was a horrible episode last night. Will it ruin the series for me? No.
You sure?
Yeah, it doesn't ruin it for me. I think it was just a terrible episode last night.
The show gave me closure on the books that might never be finished, so I'll give that episode a reluctant 9 out of 10. The show as a whole is pure 10 out of 10. That's from Gary.
9 out of 10 for what reason?
The show gave me closure on the books that might never be finished.
So for that reason, it gives it a 9 out of 10?
Some people just want the loose ends tied up clearly.
Okay, no matter how they're tied up,
no matter how
or how loose they are,
and how corny. It honestly got corny.
It was, dude.
Game of Thrones is not corny.
That one scene you're talking about is completely nonsense and unnecessary and dumb. And by the way, at this point, I want George R.R. Martin, the author of the series, I want him to pen the finally, let's see it and see how it should have been and see if it makes more sense.
God, this is the vitriol today coming out of you.
I'm trying to keep it in check.
You know what you're doing? You're literally making all the arguments for why the people signed the petition if you want the other guy to write the final season.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I didn't agree with it for the first 5, and then I saw the crap last night, and yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Get on your iPad and start typing, man. Let's go.
From Rachel, I rate it as a 0.5. So disappointed.
I mean, I had to give it more than that because...
What is the sports equivalent?
There were things that happened that you expected to see happen.
Is the sports equivalent the Syracuse game for Michigan State at Little Caesars Arena?
But who's Ben Carter in this situation?
I mean...
What? I think we know who Ben Carter is.
No, I think I put it. I'll stick with the Lions and the 3 second-round picks and made nothing of it.
I want to do this. What is the sports equivalent of this, where you were all on board with a team or a regime or something, and then bang? What is the sports equivalent of last night's Game of Thrones season finale?